Hey guys, my name is James.
And this is Denny from TDB. And we're doing 141. What do we got going on?
Yeah, we got some Rou Gui.
Yep.
Supposedly premium. So this is from Cha Ceremony. Thanks to Marcus over there for sending us this. I have yet to try this tea.
Yeah.
But it
smells classic.
The time of year for some woolies. So.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Smells right in that category.
Yes, indeed.
Nothing crazy here.
Yeah. So, as you can tell, it's a completely new week. I have changed my attire. I have a hat. I drive a white van.
That's a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy, but okay.
Yeah. Ooh, I can really smell that roastiness on it.
Yeah, thanks actually. This would be a nice change of. Ooh, God, it almost makes my mouth pucker just smelling it. Literally, I must have had enough of this tea to.
Yeah, some tart roastiness is what I can smell. It's definitely of the heavy roasted type, at least mid-fired.
Very dark.
Leaves are black. And usually for the lighter fired stuff, we'll see those lighten up over the course of the steeps. But these look pretty dark, so we'll have to see.
Doing 3 grams here for a 70 milliliter Gaiwan.
Yep.
Which is probably maybe a little bit light, but we'll hopefully get a nice flavor profile. And I'm going to call that good for now. Nice color.
So, like a red and a little bit of orange in there, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you just need to clean this chai.
Probably.
So it looks pretty clear inside.
The Yixing technique of not cleaning it and seasoning it maybe isn't quite as appealing for the glass teaware. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's give it a sniff real fast.
So sweeter fruit flavors coming off of the
100%
nose here.
Yep, I agree. Oh my gosh.
Sort of like a little bit of that. After you and Abby did that one in between, so talked about baking spices, I definitely can sort of smell that in the
totally
the leaves here.
Totally, and yeah, they are just pitch black.
Yeah.
Not very. There's no like smoke or anything like that coming off of the aroma.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Not bad. That was a short steeping. I think I nailed it.
Yeah, it's got body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's gonna evolve. There's no bitterness. There's no tartness. Maybe a hint of tartness at the very end. I'm kind of getting it now.
There's some roast, but it's balanced with some of those sweeter fruit flavors.
What do you think in terms of the texture of it? I think it's
got a nice texture.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's not thin, but it's a little bit light now. Compared to the raw pu'erh of last episode, the young raw, this is a little bit less viscous today. Right now. Yeah. It's got those really classic mineral flavors that we know and love. The aroma on this is quite spectacular, and I think there's definitely some fruit going on in there as well. It's not very nutty.
No, it's not. As far as a roasted tea goes, not especially. More of the mineral-y type. Yeah,
let's give this some more time and see. So you think woolies, this kind of time of year is a good time for woolies?
Mm-hmm.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of the oolongs.
Yeah, just like darker months and stuff like that.
Darker monks, darker tea.
Exactly.
And I'd say that the quality of the leaves are damn high.
Pretty good. And those leaves are not turning light, so this is a well-roasted tea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll call that pretty much good.
How do you tend to like your woolies? Do you like them well-roasted, sort of like middle of the road, light roasted?
I like them pretty dark, pretty well roasted. And look at getting a lot more red.
Yeah. So this one will be interesting to see. This is this sort of pushing it will bring out the tartness if there is any to be brought out.
Yeah, agreed. But I think the Wui flavor profile itself is just so feel so different from the average oolong that I like to accentuate that.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. It's good.
It's getting those deeper mineral flavors, maybe a hint of the smoky roast. Not smoky, but definitely the roast. It's more nutty now. I'm trying to put my finger on the kind of sweetness character of this. I'm not sure how I'd describe it.
Yeah, I don't know either. And the mouthfeel is also interesting. It's a little bit different than the pu'erhs we've been drinking, at least. It sort of thickens very quickly in the mouth. It starts out and it's very sort of slick. It thickens up, and then you start to taste some of those minerals. There's not like a huge throatiness or anything like that we're getting, probably a little bit more so from those pu'erhs. The taste is predominantly in the mouth. Very smooth overall. I tend to prefer my Wuis a little bit less roasted, or, well, those leaves are dark.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a pretty good tea of the dark roasted type.
Absolutely. It's got a very fruity aroma, but it's not carrying that fruit as much into the tea itself, which is interesting. The sweetness, though, of the tea, I think, is definitely pronounced, and some Wuis really can just feel or like taste very... Has like just this sort of like hint of sweetness, but not much. This, I think, is a sweeter one, interestingly enough, because it's so dark. So yeah, there's maybe like a little bit of some like floral vibe going on in here, just a tiny bit, but not too much.
Yeah, not too much. I think the roast covers up a lot of that. If there were some floral, I bet if this was like mid-fired or light-fired, we'd definitely be getting some of those like floral notes, and it'd be more in that floral fruity category of stuff.
I wonder, this is so kind on the senses that I wonder if we should have used more leaf. Probably would have gotten a little bit more mouth puckering going on in there, but
yeah, we would have got more. I don't know. The Wuis are very sensitive to brewing parameters, of course, but I don't know. I don't mind it this way. It's I feel like you're pushing it as is necessary to push. If you're regulating it through pushing the steep time rather than just dumping a ton of leaves and giving it flash brews.
Yeah. Kind of sweet. I usually get raisins off of Wuis, and this one's a little bit more plummy in terms of the aroma, but I'm not getting it out of the cup as much.
Yeah. No, I get a little bit of plum maybe, but it's predominantly sort of like that grainy, mineral-y aroma that Wuis just tend to gravitate towards as they seep out, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Cheers. Maybe a hint of sort of like dried apricot at the end, something like that. It's still not very fruity as far as Wuis go, I would say.
I think, but for me, it tastes sweeter than the average Wui. Interestingly enough,
sweet in sort of like a roasted oolong, charcoaly way.
Yeah. But I've had some Wuis where I was like, "Whoa, that was an experience." I got my ass kicked by an oolong for the first time, and there wasn't a much. It was. The rock. I remember starting out drinking Wuis, and the rock taste had to grow on me. And this doesn't feel like that quite as much. This feels like it's a little bit more of an accessible Wui specifically.
So you think this might be a good Wui to carry over someone that might like Dong Ding, for instance?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's closer to that.
Yeah, exactly. Great.
Dong Ding.
Great comparison.
So more of a bridge between roasted oolongs and like Wuis.
Yeah, where some of those super roasted buoys will, and this is really roasted, I don't know, it's interesting, but will just be like, they'll just kick my ass. And this actually almost reminds me of a Phoenix insofar as it's very aromatic, but the flavors themselves don't match up quite as much with the aroma.
And it is much darker than my experiences with Phoenix is. That'd be the difference that I would point out.
Most definitely.
But I could understand that. And this is a long steep, so...
And with fresh boiling water, so hopefully...
Yeah, it's still kind of brewing the same stuff, so... I think we probably more or less exhausted these 30 grams at this point.
I would think so, too.
At least for reasonable amounts of steep time.
Yeah, so we'll see. And this is kind of what sessions will end up being like, where you're kind of reboiling longer and longer steep time, just to try to get as much as you possibly can out of the tea. So.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers. More minerals than previous steeps.
I think so. I think it's losing a little bit of the sweetness. And we're definitely brewing this out.
The body's still pretty good, though.
I think so, too, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's good to shake things up. I haven't had a wooey in a while.
Yeah, I haven't had a roasted oolong that behaves so much like a roasted oolong in a while.
Yeah. And God, look at how dark those are.
Yeah. So these leaves officially did not lighten up at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, very little. So where could someone find out more about tea?
Check us out on tdb.org. What's the URL for these dudes?
I think it's chawceremony.com.
Okay.
It's Marcus over there.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Marcus, for the gift. It was great. This is one of the nicer wooies that I've had before.
And he's one of the
Classic
rare vendors that actually mainly only sells wooey oolong, so very few specialists of just that tea.
So check out Marcus. I'm sure that he'll field any of your email questions. And, of course, if you want to learn more about tea in general, James.
Yeah, you should come check us out at tdb.org, hit the subscribe button, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope. We should really just get a list and just carve it into the table of all the different shout-outs. But do all those things. Follow us everywhere. Don't
just not home.
Yeah, just don't follow us home. That would be creepy. But we will see you guys next time.
Cheers.